second down now after the pass completion. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton looking for his tight end, Eifert, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
On second down, here's Lynch. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to 4th down. And McManus able to put it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit. Taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Dalton throwing on second down. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. First and 10 for Dalton. And a right side completion here by LaFell. 22 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down.
Not only was it a double move route, it was the dreaded post corner for any defensive back because you think that he's going all the way to the post in a deep route, and then he breaks it off to the corner. That's hard to flip your hips and get there.
Well, he didn't flip him in time. Big play. They'll run it here with Bernard. A good pickup there at 22. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. That was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
And now a first down following that long gain. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Dalton, 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds.
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Brandon LaFell, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And he pulled it. Oh, my goodness. It's no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So what a let-off there. You figure that was an easy 3 points. Instead, it turns into nothing.
And from that close of range, if you start it left, your goose is cooked. And this thing, it never had a chance to straighten itself out.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kevin Minter. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Now Bernard. And he stopped immediately there. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
So it's a 2nd missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the 4th down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought. So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Finding his target, it's Cody Latimer. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 31 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. And this is Latimer, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. And quickly, they get to the line.
Detroit!
Play action. It's Lynch. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Demaryius Thomas with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. Lynch going to try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for two successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
It's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves? And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They send Green to the left on his own.
Wide, 20. Wide. 51 the mic, boys. 51. Zebra. Watch the twist.
Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Wide, 20.
2nd down, Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack.
Zebra. Check three. Dagger.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? Under pressure, they got him again. The reigning Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. Emmanuel Sanders deep for the Broncos. And taken right at the 35. Now a hit and a loose football. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Whether your offense is struggling or not, they always appreciate a big punt return. A short field to work with tends to make an offense that much better.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd been to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
This one brought in by the rookie. It's Tyler Boyd. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. 1st and 10 for Dalton. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This will be from 56 yards out. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Signaled for and taken successfully. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They go play action here on first down. And he gets it complete to Latimer. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Lynch looking to throw on second. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is out of bounds, just a yard or two shy of the 30.
No matter how you evaluate quarterbacks, at some point arm strength is going to come into the conversation. I'm really impressed by what I saw on that throw on the out route.
No, check, Patriot! No, check, Patriot!
In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
Detroit!
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. In motion left goes a tight end.
No, check, Patriot! Here we go! Gone! Here we go! No, check, Patriot!
And now here's a carry heading left. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. On second down, Lynch. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, Look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point. So no problems converting there.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
They look to throw on third with Dalton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. A fourth down gamble with Dalton to the left side here for Eifert. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now Lynch on first down. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Demaryius Thomas, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Broncos continue to pour it on. Here's Lynch to throw. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And last time went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to air one out. And got his man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Brandon LaFell, his first touchdown as a Cincinnati Bengal. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple...
Got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here's Dalton to throw for. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Green, the tight end, in motion. They go play action here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They send Green to the left on his own. Second down, Dalton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Dalton throwing on second down. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
3rd and 11. And some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. 3rd down. A shot here for Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And out of bounds just shy of the end zone at the 1. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And now Lynch. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. Second down now after the incompletion. They come out here in the eye. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Lynch going to try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Jones. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. Back now in Cincinnati. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down.
Let's go.
Lynch looking to throw on second. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Cody Latimer, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So they're going to go for 2. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you leaned back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down? It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Partner, I know the ball security's preached like crazy, but every now and then you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
One-handed. Love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a 1st down.
And he'll be the one in the film session. He'll be saying, hey, run that one back, coach. Run that one back.
One more time.
Let's see that again.
One more time.
And they won't.
8 more times.
They won't. Didn't get much out of it.
And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
That's what I do. Blue, zebra.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So now 13 yards to go. 2nd and 13 after the penalty marker thrown. It's 2nd down. Dalton looking. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Derek Wolfe able to disrupt yet another pass play, his third sack of the afternoon. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Big fourth down here. It's Dalton. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos will take over on downs. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They'll throw on first down with Lynch. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Play action. Now Lynch. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
And that right there will set them back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down, if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
They come out here in the eye. Now Lynch. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Once again, it's Lynch. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. So completion on second down, that brings up third.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Cody Latimer, the intended receiver. And now it's fourth down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Passing again, Dalton on 2nd and 10. And he slings one that's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And it's third down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Ten yards to go on 3rd. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Andy Dalton. And a right side completion here by LaFell. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. Now hang on a moment here. Marshall's in some pain. Still down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They send Green to the left on his own. 1st and 10 for Dalton. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And that one was not by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really, and that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
Looking deep for LaFell. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was trying to get it into LaFell, and it's third down.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. On the screen, Bernard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Big fourth down here. It's Dalton. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Oh, Lynch going to throw. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, a nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. On second down, here's Lynch. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Lynch going to try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the two. They don't get it. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
Plays like...
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The fumble, but they're able to maintain possession. Now it's second down. Dalton throwing on second down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
Playing pass all the way.
He's got his man, Boyd. The 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Time right. Ready. Wide, 20. Wide, 20.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. To throw is Lynch. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Second down, 8.
Time right.
Lynch is going to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
And maybe expecting a throw. Now Lynch. And Latimer's got it. And he's brought down after a good game. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 31 yards. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You've got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Lynch to throw. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. 2nd down now after the pass completion.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Fakes the give to Bernard. Dalton voids the target, and he has it over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Denver, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati.